Hello and welcome back, everybody. I am going to be working on February 2023's budget, but let's kind of go through and talk about what happened in January. So in January, it kind of started off actually in December. I injured my eye, so I had to go 2 times to the eye doctor. So that was, co-pays, $40 co-pays for that, and then some money for some prescription eye drops. And then after that, I ended up getting a head cold, and that head cold had multiple trips to the urgent care, a trip to the ENT, and multiple trips to CVS and Walgreens for different types of cold medicines, prescriptions, all of that stuff. I pretty much spent on medical, and this wasn't everything. I just kind of took everything out, but medical pretty much was $448.65. So like I said, it wasn't everything for medical. There were still some other ones that maybe about $10, $15 that I just said, you know what, I'll just have it come out of my checking account and not come out of my medical sinking fund. But basically I am left with $164 left in my medical sinking fund. Some other things that happened. The vet, I had to take all 4 cats to the vet, and that was a total of $1,002.32. So thankfully no one needed any extra care, dental work, or any of that. So I was able to fund the entire thing, so that did come out. And then vacation, I pretty much depleted my vacation fund over here because I am trying to pay for my cruise. So that was actually, the full amount of the cruise was due by March, and I just decided to go ahead and pull everything out of my vacation fund and just pay towards the credit card and just try to get as much of the cruise off of there, so that way I can just move forward from there. We also had, and it's not under insurance, I didn't have enough money in my car insurance at the time, but basically my car insurance was $757.57. So I pulled $600 out of the insurance part of it, and then $157.57 out of maintenance. I had some clothing, I had a Christmas gift that finally went through, so there extra expenses, and then it was just my quarterly payment to the trash. So, and this was also the first month that I was actually able to put money into my house sinking fund to pay for the taxes, the homeowners association insurance, and maintenance for the house. So that is good. As far as other expenses, it pretty much was normal. Let's just say that here is a breakdown of the week, the check-in and everything. I miraculously, down here at the total for groceries, I only spent $158.46. I only did like 1 trip to Aldi, I think 1 to Walmart or H-E-B, and I then ate from my pantry the rest of the month, and I only ate out 4 times in January. 1 was McDonald's, 1 was Sonic, 1 time was at Olive Garden, and my mom paid at Olive Garden. And then the other time I was refilling my Starbucks gift card, and that was of course the 31st of the month. And I needed Starbucks on that day. So all in all, there's a lot of stuff over here like miscellaneous, the $2,025. That is including the stuff for the vet, all of that type of stuff. So really and truly, I only overspent by only $1,800. But you know what, I had money, like most of that right there came from sinking funds. So I'm paying myself back, and that's kind of how I put it over in as additional income. So it's like I'm reading the additional income. So pretty much what was left remaining after my income and everything and what was transferred into my sinking funds and all of that type of stuff, or transferred from sinking funds into to pay for a lot of the stuff. I have a remaining $124.70. Of course, over here you see how I paid $1,500 towards debt, so that's a good improvement right there. So here is a look at what is going on with debt and where I paid everything off. There is an extra $29.17. I accidentally charged something from Amazon to that credit card, so as soon as I realized it was charged to that, I went and paid it off. So, but it's a zero balance. So, and that is the card that I share with my mom. The other card is the one that I had $5,000, and at the end of everything, it is $3,600. So that's a good improvement, where I paid the minimum payment and then an additional $1,527 on it. The business credit card, I paid $168 as the minimum payment, and then an additional $26.91. So, I mean, it's not going much anywhere because I did put charges to this card as well, because it's the beginning of the month. I'm trying to do research and all of that type, or beginning of the year, I'm doing research, buying some office supplies, all of that type of stuff. My loan for the home security equipment, the normal, it went down to $62.25. So ending the month at $12,237. And for January, I actually paid a total of, I think, $1,900. So that was pretty impressive to pay, including minimum payments and everything. So it was $1,900 towards debt, and that's where we're at. And then like here you see all the extra expenses for business. I didn't think it was going to be this bad, but it ended up being that bad. So, and of course no income so far for anything right here, so, which I'm okay with. We'll get there eventually to get some money from my businesses and business stuff. So let's go ahead and get started with setting up February. And the sticker kits that I am using are from Print Petticoat Bandit. It's a printable shop on Etsy. I like her kits, and I just, you know, I picked a Valentine's theme one. So, but this is the monthly. It's not really the budget kit, but it's the monthly kit. So that's, let me see, deco, then these. I have to find the monthly because they're all kind of mixed in together. Monthly, budget. Okay. All the budget trackers. Okay, here is the monthly stickers. And then of course we have the deco sheets, which I really don't use these, so I'm just gonna kind of put those off to the side. And this is pretty much just going to go ahead and kind of mimic what we did over in January. So I'm just going to put the header over here and then the bottom things right here. And I created these no spend trackers. I think they're just really cute with I have a calico cat and then 3 black cats. So I created them, and not for sale, but I might think about doing something like that if anybody is interested. I also created these stickers right here that are my trackers. I have them color coded for different things. And so yes, we have a lot of gray in here because, like I said, a lot of medical happened. I'm still trying to recover, but it is what it is. So let's go ahead and get this all set up. I'm going to flip this to where I can actually reach it a little bit better. Oy, can't get the sticker in the right way. Okay, And then I'm just gonna take, I think it's these down here, but they don't seem to, I don't know. I think it's these. Okay. And I'm gonna do the reverse over here. Okay. And that's pretty much all I do for setting up the monthly. It's not much, I don't set any real goals or anything like that, but I do come in as you saw, and these are the ones that I created for myself. All the little trackers and then my little cat stickers for no spend. I am planning for February to do a no spend February, but it's not starting out very great. It's February 1st and I'm gonna have to pull stuff out of my car fund again. And let's just say I had a lovely woodland creature climb into my car engine and make a nest and did some damage to the drive belt. And my car with less than 12,000 miles on it is going to have a new drive belt on it because of a lovely woodland creature. But it is what it is. I can't do much about it. Okay, these are the stickers. So these are just the budget trackers and budget kit stickers. So the budget kit comes over here, and then we have all the budget trackers. So I'm going to try to get these in somewhat of an order. Sinking funds, savings, debt, variable. So okay, let's go ahead and get started with the February budget. Real life things happening. That car situation just happened today. Or not today, it happened Monday actually. And I was driving to Walgreens and I heard a clunk, and then it seemed to drive okay. Nothing was hanging from the underside of the car, so I went ahead and drove it home. I mean, it's right around the corner from my house, so it's not very far. And then when I woke up the next morning, it was running perfectly fine, so I drove it into work on Tuesday. And then when I was leaving the office on Tuesday, or yesterday, I heard rattling coming from the car and from the engine area. So I pulled back into my parking, like went around the corner, pulled back into my parking garage, looked, made sure there's nothing hanging from the bottom, but I opened up the hood and then I could see pine needles, a nest, all of that. So yeah, then I was praying that I would make it home, but while I was driving, because I work downtown, so as I was driving through downtown, I called the dealership and got an appointment to drop it off this morning. And yeah, that's what they told me. They looked at it, they cleaned out the nest, and the drive belt was damaged. So, and you need the drive belt in order for your car to go. So mine was still somewhat halfway intact, but not, best not to drive it that way, you know? So, okay. And I did not bring a ruler. Perfect. So we'll just use stickers. And as always, I am not sharing my income or much of my savings, retirement, or any of that, because that is kind of personal information. But I do get paid twice a month. I get paid on the 1st and the 15th. And I always leave a spot for any additional, so that way if I'm pulling from my sinking funds, I'm paying myself. If I get any extra money from anywhere, I also throw it in additional. So I know for a fact that I always put 0 here just because I don't expect to have any additional income ever. So it's a nice surprise. So I budget with what I actually know is going to be my paycheck every single month. And next, moving right along to variable. So I'm going to go ahead and put these stickers down and fill out everything, and I will be back once I am done filling out everything. Here's a breakdown. This is the normal stuff. I've updated a few of these, like my cell phone has gone up just a little bit because of taxes and all of that type of stuff. And I have changed on the credit cards where I'm just gonna put the minimum here. Good Lord, that's a lot. I'm in the back of my house and that was a loud car. So I know for the business credit card, I'm gonna do $195. That's just the way, the set one that I'm gonna do. So I'll pay more than the minimum payment. And then the credit card too, the minimum payment is $165, but I did receive a bonus from work, and let's just say that I will be paying off the credit card. It was a nice bonus. So I am thankful for it. So I will be able to pay off the $3,600. We'll get to that later, but that is one good thing that I will be able to pay or be able to get rid of at the end of this month. And then I am going to use the rest of it for vacation. So we'll talk about that once we get there and everything, but this is pretty much a breakdown. It's all over here. It's the normal stuff. And I know I'm gonna put more towards the extra debt, but for now I'm just gonna leave it at 0 and just have it that way. Again, I'm gonna try, I don't have much food in my pantry anymore because I did eat a lot of it in January, but I'm still gonna try to keep my food purchases at a minimum and try to keep everything else at a minimum as well, because I am trying to do a no spend February. Okay, moving on to the check-in. I always forget to count how many weeks. Okay, we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, because I'll add in these 3 days onto the 4th week like I did with January. So, because that works better with my setup is to have the 4 weeks. There we go. And I'm going to throw in the budgeted amount for the beginning. And 50 and 100 and 0. So that way, when I go through, it's basically, here's the budget amount, spent, what's remaining. I'll take the remaining, put it back over here, and then spent what's remaining over here. So it's a big, like, zigzag until the very end where it will have the budgeted part and then total of how much I spent, and then if there was anything remaining. So, and see how it looks that way. So, moving right on with the transaction log. This is the log for anything that I pull out of my sinking funds. So, okay, and I will come back and put the lines here because I will need a bigger, I need an actual ruler for here, but I don't think, yeah, I don't have one in here. So I will come back with a ruler at a later date. Okay. And then sinking funds. Moving right on along. Okay. Pull out my cheat sheet over here. Okay, so we are going to start off with all of the sinking funds, and I will be right back once I am done filling everything out. Here are the sinking funds. I do know that I am going to be pulling stuff out of inspection and registration for my car because my car needs to be inspected and the registration sticker done in February because it expires at the end of the month. And maintenance, I will be pulling out between $400 and $500 to pay for my car repairs that will happen on the 3rd, on Friday. So that will be something that will be coming out as well. And then household, I just bought the paint and supplies to start removing the carpet and painting the concrete. So I will be deducting that amount as well from household. And hopefully medical is done. I don't have to pull anything out of there anymore. I feel perfectly fine now. I feel healthy. Another thing, Amazon is due at the end of February, so I'll be pulling out of there to pay for Amazon Prime. And possibly pulling stuff out of taxes, but probably not likely. I have to wait for a couple more forms, one from my mom, and she is still working on her taxes. And so it's for my mom's CPA. So my mom is still working on her taxes and has not given them to her CPA yet. So I can't file my taxes until her CPA sends me one document so I can complete my taxes. Trash, nothing coming out of there. Vacation, nothing. Vet, we should be good. House, everything else is good. So I do have some more stuff coming out of sinking funds because it's that time that they're due this year. Another thing that is going to be happening, and it's going to come out of, we'll see it next in my money market account. My house insurance is due in February as well. And I'm actually just going to pull that out of my money market account because I currently do not have enough money in my insurance fund to pay for the house insurance. So this is one where I'm going to have to like start here, and eventually I will, once I pay off my debts and everything, I'll be able to put more towards my money market account eventually, so that way I can replenish the $2,500 that I'm taking out of there for the house insurance. And then we can start working to, you know, this will be for, this that we're collecting will be for insurance in 2024. So we do have things happening. The joys of being a homeowner, that type of stuff. So next, savings tracker, and this is where I track my emergency fund, my money market, which is my emergency fund to my emergency fund, and then my 401ks, IRAs, these brokerage funds, for lack of a better description. Like I said, not going to share totals or anything, but these are emergency funds. So one is my emergency fund, and the other one is the emergency fund to this one. So if this gets depleted, I have a little bit more to fall back on, but I really never touch the money market account. It just sits there and gains a couple dollars every month in interest. But this month I will be taking money out to pay for my house insurance, and that is the best option for me. I could take it out of my emergency fund, but I'd rather do it out of the money market account. That's just how I've been thinking about it for the past year, when my mom and I were finally getting into the discussion about actually going through the process of selling the house and, you know, all of that stuff. So that is where I am at with that. And then the next one would be my debt. Okay, starting balance for credit card number 1 is 0 because that is where it's at right now. Starting balance for credit card number 2 is $3,605.14. Business credit card is $6,453.19. And then the home security loan is $2,178.75 for a total of $12,237.08. So when I started off January, I had $13,912, and we are now down to $12,237. So I've done a very good job on paying some debts off. Some of it did come from my sinking funds. So for this month, the minimum payment for credit card number 2 is $0. We have $165. Minimum payment $170.96, and then $62.25. And let me go ahead and add that. That is $398.21. Like I mentioned earlier, I did get a bonus from work, and usually when I get bonuses, my thought process is that 25% of the bonus will go to me for fun money, basically, and then the rest of it will go either to pay debts or go into savings. And it depends on where I'm at. So if I'm debt-free, it would go into savings. But because I'm not debt-free, I'm gonna pay more towards debt than anything. So in this case, when I did all of that, and I don't have the sticky note with me, but basically 25% of what I had was, or my bonus was about $1,000. Like I said, a significant bonus. And that would be good, except for it would leave like $3,200 or something like that left to pay towards credit card too, and leave, you know, extra money to. So I just decided that I'm going to take the bonus and pay the $3,600. Whatever is remaining left after the bonus, I'm going to transfer over to my sinking fund for my vacation, because I need to look at buying a plane ticket, hotel, shuttle, and then any like expense when I'm out there, you know, gifts, travel, you know, that type of stuff. I am going on a cruise, so the food and everything is part of the cruise. But if I get off the boat, my roommate and my friend that is going with me, we both have decided we're not really going to do the excursions, because we're, you know, being budget savvy. So it's like we can do everything that we want to do without a lot of, like, except for, you know, swimming with the dolphins or something like that. But when we looked at the cost of those, we're like, yeah, I don't think we want to do those. And I'm like, and we can do the walking tour. If we take a book for Nassau, we can do our own little walking tour off the boat, because when it docks, we have a day to walk around. We can get off the boat and do it ourselves. We can go shopping. We can do all other types of things. So, but on the cruise, food, everything is pretty much paid for. And yeah, so that's where we're kind of like, we just need to do the hotel and the plane ticket for now. So yeah, so that will, and I'll be able to put more money towards the vacation, so that way I have more throughout, you know, the couple months. So that is my plan, and that is my setup for February for now. I think I had a cat throw up, so I'm gonna sign off for now. And yeah, so that's where we're at right now. I've paid $1,900 towards debt. I'm gonna pay off credit card number 2 in February, and we'll be down below $10,000 by the end of February. So moving right along to be debt-free by the end of the year. If you are not subscribed already, please subscribe and hit that notification bell, so that way you are notified every single time I post a video. And I will be back again next month with another budgeting video. Thank you, everybody, and have a wonderful day.